Welcome to the PLZ Soccer Show. Alan Ruff is alongside me, Peter Martin, and we're looking back over the weekend results in the Scottish Cup quarter-finals. It was the only matches that really got played over the weekend, and we'll also discuss that draw as well for the semi-finals. More often than not, Ruffy, in the 70s and 80s, Celtic and Rangers seemed to stay apart in the draw for the semi-finals.
Yeah, they certainly did, but not this time, and obviously I think it's always an exciting game, even for the neutrals, but certainly for both sets of fans, it's a game they always look forward to seeing, whether it's semi-finals or finals. Led to believe the Rangers players were over the moon by the draw. You know, that took me a wee bit surprised.
Why?
Because I just think that it gives not an upper hand to Celtic. It gives a belief out there that they think this is the time and the place, but you still have to do it, you know, to prove that is the case. But it just shows you how far they've come, because I don't think if the same scenario had happened a year ago, there would have been cheers from that dressing room. I think there would have been groans, because obviously the situation they were in, but it just shows you how far they've come in a year.
Well, that's great credit to the manager, Graham Murty. We had a chat with him on the programme. Slowly but surely he's built up the confidence in individuals. Collectively you can almost pick their team week in, week out. It might be difficult this week to pick their team, because on the evidence of the match against FALKIRK, Jason Cummings has certainly put his name to the front of the queue if he's considering playing two up front.
If he's considering two up front, yeah, he's a definite starter. I don't think he will. I think he'll go with the one up front, because I think these games are won and lost in midfield, and if Celtic do have an extra man in midfield, you just play right into their hands. But I think it'll be interesting. There's team selections. Obviously Alves was in there, Martin looks as if he's going to be fit next week, Jamie Murphy's going to be back. So everything seems to be positive at Rangers just now, but it's a massive game, and every Rangers Celtic ex-player we've had in here saying it doesn't matter how you're playing or who's playing, it's on the day. It's on the day what big players turn up.
Well, I think there's a number of players that will be itching to play in this one to try and make a name for themselves. So Rangers managed to get past Falkirk comfortably in the end. As far as the other semi-final, it looks as if Motherwell did indeed do what I said they were going to do, Ruffy. They managed to get past Hearts by 2-1, and if you're going to win it, what a goal by Carol McHugh.
Yeah, it was a very, very tight game. Even the start, obviously the first goal was a bit of a mess. I'm sure the boy will be still having sleepless nights about that. All you got to do is hoof that into Road Z, but he let it go, and obviously the Motherwell got the first goal. Motherwell looked good in the first half. I thought they took their foot off the pedal a wee bit in the second half. Hearts looked the better side, but again, just as we said there, it doesn't matter how well you're playing. If somebody hits a screamer like that into the top corner, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, should Hearts fans be feeling aggrieved and maybe looking at what's happening to their season? Because natural order is not restored in the league. If you look at that league table, Hibs are easily way out in front of them, and as far as a semi-final place, it's just a forlorn hope now. They've been dumped out of the cup as well. When you look at the spending of Craig Levein at Hearts and the budget they have at their disposal, and you look at Stephen Robinson, what he's doing at Motherwell, that's not the result that should have actually transpired at the end of the 90 minutes.
No, I think Hearts should have won that game, but they're on a poor run of wins at this precise moment in time. They don't seem to be hitting the heady heights that they were when Craig Levein went in there at the start, and I'm sure a lot of supporters there at the weekend from Hearts were led to believe maybe 4,000 or 5,000. I think the Hibs-Hearts game coming up this Friday might be a sort of a crucial point in Craig Levein's tender at Hearts. I think if they were to lose that one, I think a few supporters might vent their anger.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a derby match that can increase pressure on you as well. And of course, the worst situation for Hearts is it's at Easter Road as well. So Hibs against Hearts on the Friday. We'll continue our build-up to the weekend's games, including that match at Ibrox, Rangers against Celtic. What about the two other games, Ruffy, on the Saturday in the Scottish Cup? Celtic were easily in the end. Comfortable winners by 3 goals to 0, although I thought Morton, again, for about an hour, made it difficult for them.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think the midweek game that Morton had probably fell into Celtic's hands in the second half. I think Morton defended particularly well and made it difficult for Celtic in the first half. Celtic never created many chances, so you have to give Morton all the credit in the first half. But in the second half, obviously, they get tired legs, and Celtic started taking the chances that were coming along and run out quite easy winners.
Yeah, Dembele with a couple, that sets him up nicely for next weekend, did Ibrox?
Well, it certainly set his confidence up. I don't think we can say he's back. Well, some people are saying he's back to where he was. I don't think he was. I think it was an easy header he had, and there was nobody defending the header, and the other one was a penalty. But 2 goals in anybody's book always gives you a bit of confidence, and that might just be the goals that will kickstart his season.
Come on, you're a hard man to please. He scored 2 goals.
Well, one was a penalty, and the other one was a free header. So I don't think he'll get goals that easy at the weekend.
Okay, are you of the opinion that maybe Celtic have been very, very low-key on going into this game? I mean, I haven't heard a lot of shouting, apart from maybe James Forrest saying it's a chance for Celtic players to stamp their authority on this game against Rangers in their own backyard.
Yeah, I think that's the way you should be getting into games. You shouldn't be getting into these kind of games shouting for the top. I'm sure Brendan Rodgers is experienced enough to say to the players, look, let's not anybody be hitting the headlines in the papers and making it easy for the other team, you know, to be wound up. Let's just go into the game relying on the ability that we've got, and obviously the record against Rangers, and let the football do its talking rather than seeing it in the papers.
Yep, okay. What about Aberdeen against Kilmarnock? They're going to have to do it all again, Ruffy. I still think Aberdeen can finish the job at Rugby Park. There was some mumping and moaning about the state of Pittodrie and the pitch there, but listen, I'm having none of it. You're a top flight player, you should be able to control the ball, you should be able to run with it regardless.
Yeah, no, I don't think Aberdeen played well. I think both goalkeepers had crucial saves. James McDonald had a crucial save early on, and the Aberdeen goalkeeper had 2 or 3 saves, so all credit to Kilmarnock to go up there and get the draw. Okay, it was a penalty, a disputed one. But again, they've got it, they'll go back there. I don't think Aberdeen will be any worse than what they were at home because it's on the artificial surface. So.
Have Aberdeen gone off the boil?
Yeah, I think so. I think with the results that they've had, they've not been able to pick themselves up from the big results, the Rangers results, the Celtic result, you know, and I think they're just sort of a end of the season sort of a football, but one game can spark that alive, and if the replay doesn't do that with a semi-final round the corner, then I think Derek will be pretty unpleased about that.
Yeah, if there was such a word. But I have to say this to you, Ruffy. Derek McInnes, obviously the Dons fans were delighted he was staying at Pittodrie, but if they don't get to the final, I think there'll be a few peeved Aberdeen fans on the basis that this is the perfect draw for them. This is and no disrespect to Motherwell, this is Motherwell waiting in the semi-final. You would think the Dons would fancy themselves.
Well, these 3 teams have dodged a bullet, you know, obviously not getting Celtic or Rangers, and that's the way they will see it. And obviously Aberdeen would say that in any given day we should beat Kilmarnock home or away. So I just think these players that we keep talking up at Aberdeen need to produce the goods. I agree with you. I think Aberdeen will be too strong and will just nick it.
Okay, tomorrow, Champions League football, we'll discuss that on the Soccer Show. Just looking back over the weekend in England, Ruffy, Arsene Wenger, tell you, the wagons are circling now because he is... I think he's on his last legs. I just don't know how he can survive. Brighton 2-1. Players don't look as if they're playing for him, and it's ending sadly for me.
Yeah, it's tragic really when you think of the highlights of Arsenal and the players that he brought to the club and the trophies they were winning, and it has been a decline. For me, you know, I hope it's at the end of the season. I hope it's at the end of the season when he holds his hand up and said, look, I've had a fantastic time here, I've enjoyed it, I'm going to move away. I think I'd rather see that than supporters with, what was it, aeroplanes and messages on planes, get out and all that stuff. You know, I think he deserves a lot more than that, so I'm hoping he gets a couple of results from now to the end of the season that sees him through that.
Well, he's not going to finish 4th, and even he admits that. Do you think maybe he's trying to hold on and say to the board at this point, listen, hang on, Arsenal will win the Europa League?
No, I don't think that'll be good enough. I don't think they're playing well enough for that to happen either.
Yeah.
So, but
if they won the Europa League, it would be good enough.
Yeah, if we won the Europa League, it would be even better time to say, look, there you are, I've left you with a cup, I'm off, I'm going to... Because he'll go to France and pick up any top team he wants, you know, to get away from Arsenal. So,
what, Paris Saint-Germain?
Yeah, I think there's lots of clubs would take him, but he must be surely at the stage of his career where he's wanting a move, you know, to say, look, let's try something else and move away.
Okay, we mentioned there we're going to talk about the Champions League later on this week on the Soccer Show, but Manchester City, they're going to get into the next stage, the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, because they're 4-0 up in Basel, and at the weekend they had a solitary goal victory over Chelsea. They're getting ever closer to winning the title, and the treble's still on.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, that was so comfortable. I mean, I couldn't understand Chelsea's approach to that game, particularly with 5 minutes to go. They're still making passes in their own 18-yard box instead of just getting it up the park and see if they can create a chance. I just didn't get it at all. There was no desperation in Chelsea's play, and Man City just had the players to see out the game under no pressure whatsoever.
Okay, last little point then, Ruffy. At the bottom end, you know, Paul Lambert said he's up for the fight. David Moyes, he's in the fight after that gubbing from Swansea. Yeah,
it just shows you, 2 or 3 good results takes you away from the pressure, 2 or 3 bad results puts you back in it. But the good thing for him is there's another 5 or 6 teams in it, and he'll know the games coming up that he'll have to win, and I'm sure, I've just got a feeling that they'll be able to get the 3 points when needed.
Okay, we're going to finish on a sad note, but I think the mark of respect shown by Serie A to cancel all their games for Davide Astori, the Fiorentina defender, 31 years of age, sadly passed away in his room ahead of their match against Udinese. And I think great credit to Fiorentina. They're actually going to offer a new contract and pass on the proceeds to his wife and daughter, which I think just fills you full of hope that there is a lot of good in football. These are the type of messages that I think send out such a positive message.
Yeah, and I know it's him that's getting the rewards just now. I think that'll spin off to other, obviously, charities and things like that, and other people will get the benefit as well. But again, it just shows how well liked he was. I saw the Conte interview before the game against Man City, and I think he was going to break down in tears. It just shows you how much this guy meant to him. He'd come through all the ranks with him, and it's a sad day when somebody like that passes away.
Yeah, 31 years of age, gone too soon. Okay, join us if you can. Tomorrow, Facebook Live as ever. You can download the app, and you can also, on the app, you can hit Video Reporter and give us your thoughts on your team, and we might even use it on the show for you. PLZ Soccer app on Google Play and, of course, on the App Store with Apple, and you can get PLZ Soccer's app. Give us your thoughts. We'll play out some of your messages as well from that. And you can keep up to date with all the news across Europe, English football, Scottish football as well, on plzsoccer.com on the website too. From Ruffy and myself, thanks for watching.